Okay, so yeah, okay, I'm pulling up the script now. So I'm gonna be splitting this video into 5 parts: the prescript, the introduction, the review, the hardware, and the postscript. All of this is gonna be on the YouTube chapter section, so it'll be sorted out. So this is really gonna be an about me introductory video. I'll get more into this. So really quickly, I only get like one chance at this. If I go through it, there's not going to be a second chance because this is an experimental video style that I've always wanted to test out. There's actually 4 main styles. I'll just quickly go over them really quickly. The first one is the pure video editor style. Mostly Olive is the one that I've been looking into, maybe just to check out. It's a one-man team that's running behind it. He's a video. This is a video editing software. It's supposed to be super professional, like kind of like Adobe Photoshop, but for Olive. It's based on like some other professional movie studio software. Maybe I'll search that up. And the other one would be Caden Live. Um, I'm trying to remember what the photo editor software is. Movie video editing software professional. It's not Avid. No, none of these. None of these. DaVinci Resolve. That's the one. Obviously, people have noted HitFilm Pro, Cyberlink Director, Power Director. I've seen a couple of those. Adobe After Effects is a pretty popular one. But for open source, Caden Live and Olive are like the two main ones, and then I think OpenShot is another pretty big one. So that's one style. The next style that I want to test out is actually Google Slides, which is basically where you just create a slideshow and then you just add the audio to it. Um, Microsoft PowerPoint actually allows you to add audio to it, and I've done that a couple times for presentations, but I've yet to do a video like that. So yeah, so that's another style I wanted to do. And then you just tab through it like that with audio. Um, yeah, so that type of style would kind of be similar to iMovie in my consideration. It'd be some of the more simpler video editing softwares. The last one would definitely be a video podcast. So you basically just audio it and then add video backgrounds to it, if any at all. And the current one, which I'm doing right now, is a slideshow tabbed one where you really only get one shot. You can obviously Control Shift T to recover tabs, but obviously this is mainly going to be one shot because it's going to be impossible to set this up again. So yeah, one last note in the prescript. This this video or my first time visit on World Club will probably be the introductory video on the channel, and this will just probably be an introductory video about like the person behind the channel. I'm leaning toward the introductory video just because when I wrote it, I made it a mess. I could clean it up, but it's just I don't want to do all the video editing and whatnot. But yeah, so that's the prescript, and I'll be putting a timestamp for the introduction or chapter thing. So anyway, let's begin. So hello everyone. I'm James. Actually, sorry, J Smith underscore V3. That's generally the username or title I go under. I apologize if I'm talking too fast. This is just the way I think. So primarily this channel is going to be an internet archive or video of World Club. I'll be quickly getting into what World Club is in the review later on, but just a little bit about me. I'm an internet explorer and wanderer, and yes, pun intended. There's a reason why I named myself an internet explorer, based on the Microsoft software Internet Explorer. And I arrived at World around January 27th of 2021. Honestly, it's very quite late to join the party, especially since it was opened in 2007 according to the Wikipedia page. Oh, sorry. This is the World Club site. Sorry, it's gonna take a little bit to connect. So yeah, this is the World site. And so according to the Wikipedia, which is right here, created by Gray Havens, blah blah blah. It was opened in 2007. And I noticed this little thing right here that said World Club was relaunched as a downloadable client application on the 1st of 2021. So yeah, it was recently revived. And there are 2 sites, World Club, which is the one I'm currently on, and TensorTown. I'm probably making a separate video or just making a quick note of that in the postscript. So yeah, that's quite cool. Um, so yeah, I'm really quite. I just arrived maybe like 4 days ago when making this video, max. So I'm really quite new to the site. I'll be putting that down there. So I'm just gonna give everyone watching a quick warning. Um, I definitely tend to ramble a lot because I think a lot and I have a lot going in my head, so that I believe. I also second guess myself a lot and am not really that confident, so you'll see me backpedaling, adding parentheses, and just like being hesitant. But I could definitely go on and on about a topic if I'm super interested in it, and I always consider doing a podcast, but not at this moment. So yeah, I definitely should probably run an edited version of this video because this is long and I need to edit the script even though I wrote it down. But the only reason why I don't is because I always edit video in 400 frame chunks. That's like the average length per chunk for each photo or video section. So at 30 FPS, so that should only about 13 seconds. Anyway, yeah, I already timestamped the introduction. A quick introduction about myself. This is the introductions on the Discord. I'm a reader. I like to read, and I sometimes do writing in videos like this. Those are the types of things I kind of do on a whim. Currently, at the moment, I am curating a Flash site and games. I don't know why this is here. This actually should not be there. That should be near the end. I'm currently curating Flash site games and sites, and World Club. The backend is actually being run on World Club. The backend is actually just pure Flash. The whole site is Flash. A lot of sites are pure Flash. One of the sites that I just recently curated is actually used to be pure Flash. And the way I got to World is actually a very interesting story. Sorry, I'm gonna be periodically stopping for like things and whatnot. So I originally arrived to World Club through a long, convoluted process that I'll quickly describe here. So around 2017, I started getting into Flash curation. Blue Maxima actually opened up around 2019, 2020 because of the warning that they were going to shut down Flash. And so Blue Maxima Flashpoint was thing. They actually warned, I think, actually January 2018. They actually warned it would be closed in 2020, but I think they extended an extra year because of COVID. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Flash officially died as of 2021, which is quite recent. And then from Blue Maxima's Flashpoint, I started curating, and I came across a site curating specifically from Nitro. I went to Nitro. I tried to do a couple things, and I arrived at KongHacks. So this is the KongHacks site. Really cool site. They had some really cool stuff back in the day. Rumor has it they KongHacks was supposed to as a site dedicated to hacking a Congregate, and they did some I wasn't able to get onto the site. I only got onto the site maybe like 4 days before it shut down. But it was a really cool site that hacked Congregate and got people free badges and free things. You know, it was another site like arcade pre-hacks and whatnot, which just hacked video games, and then you can play video games without actually. You can play video games with cheats enabled, right? Or people would code their own cheats. And this is back in the day when people, well, even now I don't think it's that easy to cheat in a video game, like CS:GO and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, back to the point. Yeah, I spent around 128 hours of dedicated forum posting on KongHacks, which is about 4 days before they shut the site down. And in the meantime, I was frantically downloading SWF sites, SWF files from sites like the Biomedia Project, which does the Mask of Destiny, a Lego thing. This is their Lego SWF files. They actually have a site, but they got shut down. Or it's just not really there. It's like Lego Media Project. And this is one of the SWF files.
Hi there. My name's Harry. Oh look, there's my picture. This is
the one really cool thing about that file is that
I'm Will, and I'm the design manager on Power Miners.
Okay, yeah. By the way, that's a Flash game I really enjoyed as a kid with Lego. And what was really cool about that SWF file was the fact that that video.
Hi, I'm Harry.
That video actually changes the intro each time you click on it. So that's really cool thing they designed into that video game. So I'd be curating Flash sites and games like this, where I download it with tricks like the inspector trick, where you go to the network or the sources and you search up the SWF files, right? And that's how I'd curate things. You'd copy that, paste that there, and then blah blah blah. Um, so yeah. So for references, the games I'm going through. Oh, that's actually really cool. The games I'm going through is actually. Whoops, I didn't mean to advertise that. Um, the Flash games I'm going through currently right now are pretty historical. Nevermore is a game by like Adam Smith, I think, an Australian who is one of the co-founders of Ninja Kiwi. His brother actually runs Ninja Kiwi. The other site, the other Flash game, one other famous Flash game besides the Riddle School by Jonachrome is actually Two Left Thumbs. Well, actually no, Two Left Thumbs is a video creator and also a video programmer. He programmed like Pirates something, but he also does a lot of video curation and video sites on Flash. So this is one of the ones he covered is Thomas Brush's Flash series on Neversong. He's currently developing a video game on that, and Riddle School obviously, as well as the Henry Stickmin series by Puffballs United. That's pretty cool. So those are some of the Flash games that are historically on Flashpoint. I didn't actually curate that stuff. I mainly curated the Lego site that I showed before, the Biomedia Project Lego site, and I went through most of JMTB02's games, Flash games. So those are the ones I curated because I was worried they didn't curate the Dark Cut series, which was a series that I played a lot. But yeah, that's me doing the. So those are just some interesting Flash history. So while I was hanging out on KongHacks.com, I eventually actually got kicked off. I got kicked off the site by the site owner and admin, the Ignorant Masses. Apologies for some of the profane, all softcore work. Um, you notice under one of the forum boards, actually, I'll try and see if I can show it to you. Under one of the forum boards, it's going to be under the other forum board. There's a forum board called Whirled, and that's actually how I arrived to the Whirled site. I found this, I went to the Wikipedia site, and that's actually how I arrived at Whirled. So for people that see me on Whirled, that's actually how I got there. And I won't post his Steam handle on this video for privacy. But in the meantime, while I was forum posting for those 120 hours, I wrote like 160,000 characters, and that netted me around 1,200 points. I've never written that much. I won't go into my writing career right now, or if ever. But on that side, I met a really nice fellow and site moderator called Zenwaichi or Zenwaichi. I think that's how it's pronounced. He's a developer. He was a really nice forum board moderator as well. I talked to him quite a few times, and just a really cool guy. The Ignorant Masses was the site admin. He was the actual moderator of all forums. He actually owned the site. If you check here, that's his website. Yeah, I try not to post locations and whatnot, but it's kind of what comes with the price. And so after I got kicked off the site, how I got one of a multitude of reasons, maybe because it was the end of the month, the servers are in the UK, whatever. I messaged him a couple times, and then the site just got shut down on me all of a sudden. I was the last forum poster. It got shut down. Had to find a new home. And one of the new homes that I found recently through that site was Whirled, and that's how I arrived at Whirled. So yeah, I'm gonna be going through a lot of names because I remember names decently well, and I do a lot of in-depth research on basically just everything that fascinates me. So then after that, for a time for 2 hours, I set a time limit of 2 hours. I curated Starfall. Right. It was another back end pure Flash site. Originally, I was actually watching some of Defunct TV's old TV shows on PBS Kids, on shows like and Nickelodeon Gas's Nickelodeon Gas series back in the 90s. PBS Kids had some amazing channels like the Krat Brothers, Rough Ruffman, Arthur. Between the Lines, I heard was really good. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was probably there. Sid the Science Kid, Super Y, Curious George, Word Girl. The electric company, so I've heard. Cyber Chase, and I'm trying to think. Is there any other PBS Kids um, um, Fizzy Lunch Lab? And I think that covers the majority of them. Maya Miguel, and obviously Dragon Tales, right? So those are Dragon Tales is the one that took me on the nostalgia trip on Defunct TV. But the Defunct TV also covered a couple cool ones by Nickelodeon Gas, which is the games for kids. Siege, which is Legend of the Hidden Temple, and Legend of the Hidden Temple, and another game like called Double Whammy, or the one with slime and food and whatnot. I watched those as a kid because didn't have cable. But I spent 2 hours on Starfall curating the site, just video curating some interesting things. I didn't curate the whole site because it's just way too big, but I just curated the main pages, the main 4 pages, which is the ABCs. Learn to read some of them, not all of them. Didn't have time. Most of learned this one, and most of I'm reading. That's on another one, but I won't cover that because this is actually World. Um, and after I finished my 2 hour curation, um, I eventually made it to World. And so timestamp to World. So this is going to be the review section. It's going to be really short, by the way. It's interesting. So here's my review on World. World is a really cool site. It's full of memes. The whole site. Well, actually, if you look correctly, if you look in the nooks and crannies of it, you'll find World is full of memes and internet culture that kind of just reminds me of a more mature Club Penguin. Now, the site itself is actually quite tame, but if you go more in depth into some of the forums and whatnot, you get into some of the more mature culture. It's really cool. There's some really cool users that I've met out there in the past like 2 or 3 days that I'm using it. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to the site and Discord admins. Vox. Vox is one of the programmers. He's from what I've heard maintaining the site. He's wrote the wikis, and he's done a really an amazing job. You'll see him here and there. He has a toast avatar with a crown on his head. Let's see if I can pull him up here. So this is Fox. That's his character. And the next guy is Pseudo Symphony, who goes by Melody on the Discord server and has probably changed her name a couple times. I don't think I have her down. Yeah, no, I think I sent her an invite though. Yeah, this person right here. That's not their actual icon though. Also, yeah, I don't know what anime that's from. It's definitely an anime though. Whoops, probably exposed some information about the location. Oh, that's okay. I probably go into it anyway. So yeah, there's some really cool users. A shout out to Vox and Pseudo Symphony, who goes by Melody. And I mentioned some other really cool users on my journeys on part 2 of my first visit video. So yeah, sorry for such a short review in comparison to everything else. But for everyone who's watching, do check out the site. Instructions on how to get there and some information is on my channel's About page. They also have a wiki page as well that I think I had just deleted earlier. Anyway, so the people that are on the site are really from a whole range of diverse locations. I've met people from Norway, Finland. I think Finland was Duck Dog or something. Norway, which as you probably saw was Pseudo Symphony. Various Australians, which brings to mind some of like the only Australians that I know or that come to mind is the YouTubers Vicstar, Lachlan, and Joey from Trash Taste. But on World, it's actually Mickey. I think is Australian. Norway, Finland, and the nerd. So this is actually the nerd glasses, anime glasses meme where I kind of like go a little bit into it. So these are some of the cool anime glasses scenes. Also, by the way, villain in glasses, really cool guy. I really like this anime. Finland, Norway, Sweden. Most people like to call it Scandinavia. CGP graded an interesting video on what is Scandinavia, and this is where like the references and whatnot all kind of blur together. Which is why I say I ramble a lot. CGP Grey did an interesting video on what is Scandinavia, but I don't know whether he didn't have time or he just didn't research it enough. But the actual term for that whole general area is actually the Hanseatic League, right? Hanseatic League covers Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and the Netherlands. And there's some really finicky stuff with Scandinavia where it only covers like Sweden, oddly enough, Denmark and Finland, but Norway, but not Finland because they didn't like the Finns or something. And then the Hanseatic League is the actual term that covers everything. And this is the YouTube video that I learned about the Hanseatic League from Windstar Cruises Yachts. Hilarious stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I find random stuff on the internet. But yeah, so those are like the Norwegian people, the Australian people, and Pseudo Symphony is one of the Scandinavians. And what's really cool is that I don't know what it is about Scandinavia, but he also has one of my favorite authors on RRL, Royal Road Legends, or now actually just going by Royal Road. Used to be RRL back in the day. He's from Sweden. Really, really cool fiction. One of my favorite book of his is Returning to No Applause, Only More of the Same. Anyway, yeah, I digress. I've met people from the UK and the States, which is the US, mostly from the lower 48. I've yet to meet anyone from Hawaii or Alaska. And yeah, a Finnish person as well. And I'm just going to quickly show when I went to search Whirled on the YouTube search engine. You're going to get a couple sites, videos. The Kid, Billum, but I don't think he actually covers it in general. He just covers virtual worlds. Josh Circle, I didn't really see. Whoa, Google Developers covers Whirled. Oh, Michael Bain of the Three Rings. He's actually one of the developers behind the whole thing. So that's cool.
Hi,
so there's a Google video. This is the guy that probably created it.
And also the lead engineer on Whirled,
using some of the Google sites.
Today.
Yeah, look, you got a lot of people commenting on it back in 2008.
Whirled
so here's some cool videos. This is actually the main. This is by one of the site moderators. This one's actually by Vox, who is, as I mentioned, one of the coders and I've met actually on Whirled in the past 4 days. Some cool stuff. Actually, I'm gonna really quickly go over this video actually in the postscript as well. But yeah. So they had some interesting stuff. So obviously you can tell the last time I think she posted the video was back 7 months ago, so maybe it's not that active of a channel. But this is the actual official World Club YouTube site of the World Club currently. This is Vox, and if you click on the website, it'll take you to World Club. I'll be explaining how I'm even on World actually in a little bit. But yeah. So yeah, those are some of the other cool YouTube sites I found while visiting Whirled. Yeah, I'm gonna move this to the end here. So obviously this is a really cool video that I probably double marked twice. The Kid did a really cool video thing, which you could probably check out. Some of his time playing on Whirled. Mint Rudo played some of the World's video games. Obviously that's it's one of those virtual avatars. Hatsune Miku, I think. I've probably mispronounced the name, but she or he plays one of the video games. This is actually one of the more famous ones, Brawler World. But yeah, I'll be in the postscript and in some of the future videos. I'll actually be covering some of the games, or if I haven't already posted them. But yeah, continuing on, planetYoko did a really cool animated, just a quick drawing of Whirled, which I thought was hilarious. And yeah, I won't cover that in a little bit. I'll cover that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna actually save this trailer to watch on my own time. So yeah, so those are some of the really cool Whirled videos that I found out there on YouTube just from a quick YouTube search. Anyway, that pretty much covers it for my review. Some cool resources to check out, and now I'm going to be timestamping. I'm going to get into the hardware section. So for those interested on how I'm recording this, what I'm doing, my writing medium of choice for scripts and just anything in general. Sorry, give me a sec. Is notepad.txt. I find that Google Docs, while great, is kind of annoying to tab back and forth. The thing I really like about Google Docs though is that you can bold stuff and tab, whereas in the Notepad it's really bare bones. You only get text. But because of that, it's just really easy to open. You don't need to be online. Although you can enable Google Docs offline. It's just the whole tabbing thing. It's not convenient. So my main writing medium of choice is notepad, although I mostly go off the cuff. Generally, I say what I think because if I write it down, I add a whole lot of junk into it. My video recording software is OBS. Uh, it's really cool. Very useful. I could use Bandicam if I wanted the nostalgic watermark, but I find OBS works really really well, both in uploading MKV files and AVI and MP4 files. Just a really cool quick note on how to use OBS. If you're having troubles with getting the full display capture, you want to use your basic integrated Intel GPU. But for Windows and game chat capture, you can use a gaming CPU if your computer has two CPUs, GPUs. Because I tried to GPU capture I tried to display my whole screen with my GPU, and it just wasn't working. But window and game capture works. The only problem with using integrated GPU capture is that it really slows down the computer because the integrated GPU is by Intel. It's not very strong. And for my microphone, I'm using a very old Scenic 8 microphone. It's not even brand new. I pulled it out of the garage and it's like 4 years old, just in case anyone's interested. A little bit, I don't know why I included this, but a little bit of a note about myself. Again, I don't like giving out personal information, age, date, location, emails, and such. Really don't. Although I accidentally tend to give out others just during my research because I kind of get nosy. I really won't go into that too much, although, as I said before, those pieces of information generally tend to trickle through anyway, even whether I try to prevent it or not. Kind of that privacy thing kind of has to do with my passing interest in information security and kind of being terrified by big data, like Google, Facebook, and the huge internet data collection companies, like data mining. At least until I realized that unless I give up using the internet, it's almost impossible to be private online. So, you're kind of just screwed there. But I still try anyway, even though I know it's a futile effort. And when I was writing that and mentioning that, another two stories and references came to mind because I read a lot, and I'll quickly mention them, which is the endeavor of throwing the starfish back into the sea. There was like a little girl, or there was an old man picking up starfish and throwing them to the sea, right? And another person came over and said, "Why are you doing that?" There's like, "Oh, is that it was raining, and then all the starfish was stranded on the sea, and then it was either a little girl or an old man just throwing starfish into the sea." I think the story goes it's actually a little girl. So a girl's just throwing starfish into the sea. Another person sees this and goes, "Why are you trying to throw these starfish into the sea?" Right? There's a million starfish littered all over the beach, and it's like you're never gonna get through all of them. And then the little girl says, "Well," as she picks up a starfish and throws it in the ocean, it says, "Well, it mattered to that one." And so that's kind of what it feels like. And then the other one, the Eastern idiom would be digging the mountains, which is like I may not be able to dig through this mountain in my lifetime, but uh, eventually I'll have descendants, generations, and progeny, and they'll keep doing it, and their progeny, and descendants will keep doing it until eventually we have dug up the mountain. So yeah, which I keep thinking of new ideas, which is kind of similar in almost like very similar to the famous quote. I think it's attributed to Stephen Hawking, probably even older, but Stephen Hawking is quite famous for saying it, which is you stand on the shoulder of giants. That's the famous saying in science, right? Because you're always basing your work off others, right? The whole descendants thing. But I digress again. So yeah, so that's my hardware section, timestamp chapter. And then the final chapter section of the video is the postscript. So this is where I'm just going to be saying any leftover thoughts and stuff I've written down earlier. So on the note of welcoming new users, because I always like welcoming new users to... I always enjoy welcoming new users to sites like this. That's what I try to do for KongHacks. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough time. I wish I had like 2 more months or even just 2 more weeks, but not. But seriously though, World Club looks like it's here to stay, at least this iteration of it. And it's really cool. But yeah, on the note of welcoming users, I'm reminded of a post that I just wasn't able to write on KongHacks. I was going to, but I ran out of time. The site shut down, and I got kicked out. During my time at KongHacks, I tried to throw a party. I attempted to bring in more users to give it just one last hurrah. Eventually, I didn't have the time to get there. But I wanted to write this quote. Unfortunately, Zenwaichi probably won't see it, but I'll just say it here for now, which I wanted to write to him. Said, if Muhammad won't go to the mountain, then the mountain must come to Muhammad, right? So if the people won't come to the site, then you must bring the site to the people. And this is one of the reasons why I'm posting this YouTube video, that and video curation. And so for some of the future timestamps, I'm going to note some future videos. So this video by Vox is showing you how to get avatars for free on their site. This is back in the days when you can still open SWF files. So what he did basically there was open up the inspector. And if you do the inspector correctly, he's under the Elements tab, which brings you to the HTML. You can use the right click and click Inspect Element, which is Control-Shift-C, which brings you to the Element tab. But if you right click or Control-Shift-C in the right place, it'll auto take you to that specific area, which is what he's doing in this video to get HTTP to SWF. You copy that, you put in the URL. Right. If you learn a little of HTML, it'll all start to make sense. But it has to be working on a Flash-enabled server, Flash-enabled browser, because this is how you get the Flash file. Generally, all these Flash files and even video files from YouTube are actually coming from somewhere, right? You either get an Elements, Sources is another really good source, which just gives you the whole page, and then and then Network, which just tracks files as well. So you can search up .mp4. Oh, it doesn't. But actually HQ default. So one cool thing is that the HQ default JPEG is actually the thumbnails, which will actually it'll bring you to the thumbnails of videos, which is what I found earlier on. Yeah, there's one by Fireborn. Really, he does Hollow Knight. I actually kind of watched a little bit of it. So that's on Flash. So yeah, there's one thing I wanted to mention, which was, oh no. Okay. Shoot. Oh, that's why I was signed in. Okay. Quick second. I'm probably going to blur this out. Oh, I don't want to blur it out. I'm going to have to move the video off. Just give me a sec. Oh, I don't like doing this. Oh, it doesn't show it. Dang it, I exposed my email and my name. Nope, okay, I'm gonna have to change that later. Frat, okay. No, that's not good at all. That is not good at all. I exposed my email. Screw it. Okay, you know what? Screw the email thing. Oh well, the price you have to pay. So as you can see here, when I was making some of my videos, one of the first things when you make a YouTube video is the fact that you can only upload videos that are 15 minutes long. And unfortunately, one of the first videos I uploaded before I verified my account was this one, which was 25 minutes. And obviously it abandoned the processing. And if you notice, I can't edit it like my other videos, right? So I had to somehow find a way to recover this text, like if I had this text. Now, I think there's a character limit of maybe like 500 characters, but if you do the inspect the element trick, you can actually recover the text that you typed in before. So as you can see, like I can't actually edit the text, but now I can't, right? Because it's pulling these from other servers as well, and that's how I made a very similar, if not identical, content post. So yeah, I hate that I exposed my internet. I don't like doing that. But yeah, you can upload minutes. Yeah, so I had another video that was an hour and 40 minutes long. I wrote like I think a 800 character, no, 300 character post, and I lost some of the characters on that, unfortunately. But yeah, that's another cool way. Oh, whoops. Good grief. Okay, I'm exposing a lot of things. I'll explain how I got that because I exposed it anyway. So I'm using a Flash-enabled browser. Okay. I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this in another content post. I'm using a Flash-enabled browser, which is Opera, right? And unfortunately, I had to get this Opera Flash-enabled browser from Flash Curation. Okay. I was curating Flash, as I mentioned before. Uh, but among some of the sites that you curate Flash for, you encounter something of what I like to call for academic purposes. Okay. Yes, that, but also actually just Flash Curation. Because I really don't. Yeah, I never really did anyway in the first place. But I mostly did it for. Well, actually, wow, this is actually the first time it's for academic purposes, both literal and metaphorical. In terms of what for academic purposes saying. Oh, that's hilarious, actually. So I can literally claim for academic purposes with a straight face because it is true. I'm doing it for curation, which is hilarious. Anyway, as I said, this is a postscript, so I'm just rambling here. But I also wanted to show you something really cool, which is a lot of the copyright strikes I got for posting on Whirled, which is the fact that Whirled loves to use songs, and I'm not going to say anything too much about it because I don't want to get them in trouble. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of these video, the video can't be monetized, and I kind of expected. I never really expected to be compensated or anything. I just wanted to video curate the site. And so you can see, obviously these are not countries that I'm interested in posting anyway, because, you know, UK, Norway, Finland, wherever. This is mostly English-speaking sites, and I don't really know if they actually even watch. If they even have, they probably don't even have access to YouTube. North Korea, Syria, Iran, and Cuba. And I don't, they're probably not users I really want. Or, not that I don't want, but they probably wouldn't be interested in this stuff. And it's just hilarious to watch all these. I don't know what this cannot be seen or monetized means, if anything at all. I'm not gonna change it because I'm too lazy. I found it hilarious. I expect more videos to get this type of copyright claim. So yeah, no monetizations. But it's freaking hilarious for me. I'm laughing on the inside. Um, and then the last thing I'll probably be doing a future video on, besides the various games on World, is going to be TensorTown. So as I mentioned before on the wiki, TensorTown is the other world. Oh, here's the wiki. Oh, that's dumb. But Wikipedia world. Um, After, so Synced Online was the original company that launched it. That's the previous guy from the Google video. All versions of the site cease excluding World Club, which is, this is the one I joined, right? This is World Club, as well as TensorTown. Now, TensorTown is dead. I joined the site just mainly for curation purposes, and as you can see, if you look in the rooms, I'm the only one online. This is it. This is all there's. This is all that's left. I have yet to meet a single user, but then again, I only joined yesterday. As you can tell, the build is from 2019, 12. What? Did they update it? Oh, no. It's still the end of 2019. It is currently 1 year and 2 months and a couple days from that time. So this site is officially dead. But if you can tell, a lot of people put a lot of work into it, and I do like to acknowledge that. You can tell just based on the length of some of these store pages that it's not that long. Music obviously is going to be one of the longest because the only reason why most people go to the site is because of the music. Uploads means there's only 8 pages worth on the shop, right? Kind of sad. Videos, there's only 2 pages, but I think this is the one thing that the World Club doesn't have, but I don't even think they want that because that's a lot of data storage. Three pages on images, only 2 buttons on launchers, 3 buttons on pets, 2 buttons on toys, backdrops, furniture. as I said, this is a Flash site, right? So you can. Oh no, it's still possible. It's just inconvenient. Nope, never mind. They site locked it. Dang, impressive. Um, but as you can see, the length of the pages just goes to show how much people, how much how big the community ever got, and the avatars is the largest one out of all of them, no doubt about it. But the length of the pages will tell you how big the community is. And I'll probably be showing some cool features. So the furniture got pretty far. The backdrops, not so much. As I mentioned before, Body K, one of the friends I found or met on Whirled, actually made 600 ones. Oh, no, you can't. Oh, actually, no, you can. One of the cool features of... No, never mind. But if you go to the World Club, which is a lot bigger, you'll notice that the shop is actually a lot longer. Both the music, there's more pages worth, which just goes to show this iteration in the community is a lot bigger. Like, I could keep going on this one. Like, even the images, like, let's see how far this goes. Like, I'm never going to hit the end because that's how many people have thing. Launchers is a little different, but that's because those are, like, thing. But as I said, there's a lot more stuff on World Club, so this is the place to be at. So yeah, if you want to visit, this place is still alive, and hopefully, as I like to think, growing. If not, this will be a cool video curation. So yeah, there was one thing I was trying to remember. But if I can't remember it, then it looks like I'll just stop here. Huh? Oh well, I forgot what I was my train of thought while I was clicking through some of these. But yeah, and then you can even upload your own stuff and whatnot. So that's cool. This is the site to be on. Oh, I was gonna say you can change the thing background. Oh, I remember now. It's probably under mail or it's gonna be under my thing. Nope. Okay. No. Well, the thing is, besides getting a Flash-enabled site, you actually want to take a look at Vox. He posted something on the 29th, which was he released the Flash client version, a native application for Windows at least. This works on Windows because it's a .exe file. And yeah, as I said, he is one of the staff members. But he released a .exe file, which is probably for Windows, so you can play the game on natively on your computer rather than having to go to a Flash-enabled browser. So yeah, that about covers it. I will be making a video on this later. I'll probably favorite this and then come back. And then yeah, I'll be watching this hella. Well, you know, no, I don't want to steal the video, but I'm still. I hate stealing videos because it's not mine, but you know what? If it gets more views, then it gets more views. But yeah, I expect this video to get more views than me. But I'm gonna watch this sincerely and hope you guys enjoy the same as well. So this is a cool Hello World trailer. Yeah, apologies to everyone I've offended or like exposed information on. I don't like doing so. And I like to cover my butt a little bit. So yeah.
私の職業は占い師ハンハリーリというスークに店を出している。その晩は満月だった。奴は私の店の2階への階段に静かに立っていた。心の中心に忍び込んでくるような凍りつく眼差し、透き通るような白い肌、男とは思えないような怪しい色気。すでにジョースターさんから話を聞いていた私はすぐに分かった。こいつが大西洋から蘇ったディオだと。
君は普通の人間にはない特別な能力を持っているそうだ。一つそれを私に見せてくれると嬉しいのだが。
奴を本当に恐ろしいと思ったのはその時だった。奴が話しかけてくる言葉はなんと心が安らぐんだ。危険な甘さがあるんだ。だからこそ恐ろしい。
Okay, well, I apologize. My attention span gets really small, but yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
もう大丈夫。
dude did a really amazing job. Ah, screw it. I'll watch the whole video.
心が安らぐんだ。危険な甘さがあるんだ。だからこそ恐ろしい。
さあ
I'm wired up.
私は必死に逃げた。戦おうなどと考えはしなかった。全くの幸運だった。話を聞いていてディオだと気づいたから一瞬早く窓から飛び出せたし、私は迷路のようなスークに詳しかったからディオの追走から逃れられた。でなければ私もこの
As I said, mature Club Penguin, yeah.
目で仲間に引き込まれていただろう。自分の安全を第一に考えるのだ。
Caliphate.
一人を助けようとして全滅してしまう。
Wow. Okay, I apologize because this is turning into a reaction video. So he went through 4 references. Obviously, you have the Japanese in the background, Caliphate, which is the Middle Eastern Islamic religion, Dawn, which is the American 1920s gangster, and like, good grief, there's so many. It's hilarious. It's 4. Islamic, Japanese, American.
後輩らがどれだけ頑張ったか。しかしだからこそ胸を張って言わねばならんのだ。もう大丈夫。私が来た。
Two worlds, one owner. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm so glad they actually put it in the hands of the users. I like open source. I do love the monetary support from companies, but open source is just great. I was a travel with 2 samurai swords. They call me the Fire Knight. It was a knife, but not anymore. It was 2 sad killing thief who don't that the money killing is still upgrade sickness. No, I read fast because I read MTLs. MTL stand for machine translation. I agree. World Club is amazing. This is beautiful. That's an amazing video. Oh, it's not over. This should be on the main site. Okay. Okay, One Punch Man reference. Probably. Star Wars. Probably Deadpool. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I'm recognizing a lot of these names. Okay, I don't... Okay, well, let's go through. I don't know any of these guys. As I said, I got here 4 days ago. Okay. No, don't know. This Agent Melody, that's, as I said, Pseudo Symphony. I think she changed her name to No recently. But yeah, she's still on the site. No, I haven't seen it. Okay, I don't know if it's the Taku, but Taku just joined the Discord, and Evil has been on the Discord for a while. Okay, Admiral Wolverine Lightning Bolt. If you notice on the Vox official World Club video channel, 3 of the 4 videos are dedicated to Admiral Wolverine Lightning Bolt. I don't know the story behind it, but rumor has it that Admiral World got their account hacked, and this, as I said, this is all from the 7-month-ago old video. And then they tried to discredit Vox, who held the official World account YouTube video channel, and then he left under mysterious circumstances. So yeah, but this guy seemed to be a big-time admin that a lot of people knew, or at least Vox knew. Don't know. Server. Hello World. That's programming reference. Hello World. That's generally the first script you write is programming. Oh, there's too many references. I don't process. I'm not that big on it. I'm decent. Okay, let's quickly mention something. Oh, here we are. Here's the references. Okay, I'll quickly pause them. JoJo's. Oh, JoJo, of course. My Hero Academia? Oh, the songs. Songs. So probably a JoJo fan. Wow, you get those everywhere. What happened? Okay, so your name. You can tell that from. I'll show that later. One Punch Man we got. Sword Art. Okay, Sword Art Online probably Shade. I don't know JoJo. I heard Banana Fish is good. Never watched it. Konosuba. That makes sense. Ergo Proxy. Heard. I've never heard of Yakuza. And then Evangelion. I never watched Evangelion, but I bet you there was that reference. That's probably. Yeah, no, I don't want to advertise that. Where is it? Then? That's the Your Name reference right there. Yeah, so I know some people aren't big on anime, but apologies. I just, as I said, this is the postscript, so you shouldn't be here anyway. I love this animation. That's the Your Name reference. Also this reminds me of Siamese the Wolf art style. But yeah, that one. This is a really beautiful animated video and music video. No, but seriously though, this actually reminded me more of a Chinese animation style rather than Japanese, just the terms of the music. And not to demean Chinese animation, but Chinese animation has been, especially Chinese products, have been known as historical knockoff products. Chinese animation is not necessarily the biggest on art style. Accented Cinema does a lot. He did a cool video on a Chinese animation. But yeah, Chinese anime. I felt that just reminded me much more of Chinese animation than Japanese. Although you could tell by the language and the video style, he went for a more Japanese thing. Even the art style is thing. But no, this reminded me of like the Hong Kong mainland Chinese animation. You know, their animators are paid about the same, maybe slightly better because of the economic thing, but it's not taken as seriously. It's like you think Japanese parents don't like anime, Chinese parents probably don't like anime even more. They think it's a waste of time. Everyone's probably heard of that. And what else do I have to say about Chinese animation? Oh yeah, Chinese animation is like a knockoff. He did, went through the golden age, and then Mao Zedong kind of like did his one leap forward campaign, the 5-year plan and whatnot. And then like a lot of artists and people died. Even Go players, Weichi, Go. That a lot of the famous Go players didn't come in. Like China used to be world best at Go, just like they were at ping pong. But now it's all Korea and Japan, like Lee Sedol. Like China has some great Go players, historic, because Go came from China, or so they claim. But yeah, now it's all Korean and Japanese dominated, and it's weird to think that the UK have some really good Go players, but where there's money, there's thing, and yeah, they have good connections with Asia. But yeah, it's so surprising because like all the best players are in Korea and Japan. A lot of the Go development actually got stifled during the 60s for industrialization. But that's how they get that's how they're as strong as they are today. Anyway, I digress. But then again, that is postscripts. So yeah, that's the video. Very quick and dirty. Has a lot to do with the fact that it's this is the experimental video style. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is an introductory video. I'm probably still going to be putting the first time on World, but I'm very tempted to put this as the introductory video. No, I'll just put this as an introductory video, the first time on World thing. Okay, anyway, yeah, so that's a quick introduction to this channel, how I got here, if you're interested in that, and then yeah, thing. I always wanted to make this video just to get it out of the way, or just to make an introductory video in general. So yeah, thanks for watching if you watched this far. I don't know why you would, but thanks for doing so anyway. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.